Okay, welcome everyone. So my name is Joe and I teach English as a foreign language here at Swansea University. Joining me is my great colleague and friend, Sarah. Sarah is a CELTA trainer and fellow teacher. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
How are you feeling today, working from home?
Feeling good.
Excellent.
Nice and quiet.
That's good. That's good. It's very noisy here. So apologies for any background noise that you might hear. It's not me. It's the street outside. Okay, so today we want to talk to you a little bit about what the CELTA is and who might be interested in studying CELTA, but as well talk a little bit about what to expect when you apply, particularly some of those interview questions or application questions, which some students can get a little bit apprehensive about, can't they, Sarah?
Yes, definitely. Lots of people are always worried about the interview for some reason.
They are, and honestly, you can really take the interview by both hands and really actually enjoy answering some of these questions. So we hope to do a little bit of that later on today. So, Sarah, what is CELTA? Tell us.
Okay, so CELTA, it's a teaching course, teacher training course. It's a certificate in teaching English to speakers of other languages.
It's confusing, isn't it? I was just saying, there's lots of abbreviations in this industry, isn't there? There's CELTA, there's TEFL, there's ELT, but all of it is referring to teaching non-native speakers English.
Yes. So basically, once you've done this course, you can go into a classroom anywhere in the world and teach.
Brilliant. So anywhere, so foreign countries. So for example, I think you and I have both studied in both Spain and China in different areas.
Yeah. Well, I've taught in Spain and in China, and places like South America as well, which was amazing. And yeah, this course helped me to achieve that.
I think as well, something to perhaps remember, I mean, we both now teach in the UK, you know, CELTA isn't just about maybe going abroad and traveling. You can get jobs at language academies and schools here, one-to-one tuition and training, or of course, university jobs. We have so many international students coming over to study postgraduate and undergraduate, and lots of them do an English course before they start. Who is the CELTA course aimed at?
So the CELTA course is aimed at people who want to teach English abroad or at home. It can be for new teachers, so people who've had no teaching experience whatsoever and no background knowledge. As long as they've got an interest in teaching and in language, then the course is for them. It can also be for current teachers who want to brush up on their skills, or for perhaps teachers who need that certificate for their employers. If they're going into a new job, they will often ask for a CELTA certificate.
So why choose the CELTA course over other English teaching courses around the world?
So the CELTA course is the most widely recognised teacher training course in the world. It's accredited by the University of Cambridge. It really is the gold standard qualification for teacher training. Most employers want you to have this CELTA course. So yeah, that's why.
Why is CELTA better than other teacher training courses? I mean, is there something about the course design perhaps that's a real selling point, do you think?
Yeah, so on the Cambridge CELTA course, you get real teaching practice with real learners from all around the world.
Right, so it's not just sort of theoretical sitting in a classroom, you're actually going to be teaching in the classroom as well.
Yes, so obviously there is theory involved as well. You would have input sessions with teacher trainers like myself, but then you get to use that knowledge and input theory in real classes with real learners. Okay,
brilliant. So theory and then practice. And are you observed? I know people get a bit scared when they think about observations.
Yes, you are observed. You are observed by your teacher trainer. and the other trainees on the course, which some trainees can find a little bit daunting. But overall, at the end of the courses, they all praise that observation and that feedback that they get, because that is what helps them progress as a teacher.
I think as well, the truth of the matter is, isn't it, Sarah? You are going to be observed as an English teacher during your teaching career. You might as well get used to it. And yes, you know, particularly at Swansea, I know, for example, when you observe people, it's not done in a critical way. It's all about moving forward and developing, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. The feedback is never harsh or, you know, critical in that sense. It's always developmental and helps you progress.
I know as well you get the chance to observe real teachers as well, because I know people sometimes come into my class and watch me.
Yes, yes. So we encourage observations. There are real life observations as well as video DVD observations, where they get to see real teachers teaching real students, which is really beneficial for them.
So different courses, possibly different application processes, but in general, Sarah, what should a candidate expect if they are considering taking the CELTA course?
So when applying for a CELTA course, you would usually do an application task before having an interview. And on this application task, there would be some language questions, maybe asking you how you would teach something. But again, it's important to note that no background knowledge is really expected at this point.
So I don't really need to understand the complexities of grammar or have studied linguistics, no?
Not at all. It's all about having a go and seeing the kind of questions that would be coming up on the course.
Okay, so, and that's a good point. So obviously, having been through the process myself quite a few years ago, what we want to kind of stress maybe, isn't it, Sarah, is don't be daunted by the questions, but if you're sort of trying to answer them at home and you're oh, this is quite interesting, and you're engaging with it, that's what people are after, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see that people are really interested in finding out more about language and about teaching. And as well in the interview, that's what we want to see in that interview, is that you are keen to learn. It doesn't matter if you get things wrong in the interview. It's all about showing that you're interested in it. So
in the interview, you'll be asked some questions again, possibly about language teaching.
Yes, definitely. In the interview, we're really looking to find out more about you and about what your dreams are. You know, where would you love to teach in the world and why? Things like that. And again, seeing your interest in the language.
So for better or for worse, Sarah's going to ask me some candidate questions. I'm going to try my best to answer them. Go on, Sarah, question.
Okay, so let's give you a little grammar question, Joe. Ooh. So imagine you see the sentence, I am reading every night. Can you tell me what's wrong with this sentence?
I am reading every night. So of course it should be, I read every night. And I think the key there is every night. Now, again, from a few years experience of being an English teacher, I know that there are two different tenses here. So I'm reading every night is the present continuous. And that doesn't make sense with every night. We need to use I read, which is the present simple. And we use this to talk about habits, facts, things which happen regularly. Now, I know to CELTA candidates, you would not need that amount of knowledge. You really do learn this stuff as you go along. But I think just that idea of something which is constant and general and always, compared to something that is temporary, that might stop, I think that would be enough, wouldn't it, Sarah, to maybe explain the difference? Okay,
so how would you teach that to a student, Joe?
Oh, this is the tricky bit. And I think the important thing about CELTA, it's not just about sort of understanding things, you know, it's all about translating it into an understandable way, isn't it? So I might ask my student who perhaps was making the error some concept checking questions. So I might go, oh, so it's every day you're reading. Are you reading right now? at this very moment, and hopefully they would go, oh no, I mean, generally, every week, every day. And I would go, every day, every week. So it's a habit. Oh, great. So it's not, I am reading, it is and hopefully they'd go, yes, teacher, read.
Yes, good. Yeah, so it's all about getting it out of the student rather than giving them the answers. That's good.
Yeah, many years ago, I had a Spanish teacher, and she used, if I made a mistake, she'd knock on the desk like this and just stop me and correct me. And we don't really encourage that in CELTA, do we, Sarah?
No. Okay, Joe, so have a look at these two words and think about what issues would a learner have with the pronunciation of these words?
We've got through and we've got tough. Okay, there's quite a few things here. You've picked some good words. So first of all, I think the and the. So with through, of course, if I'm just maybe would visualize this with students, of course, your lip is positioned between your teeth and you're pushing the air out. So through, and that's very different to the end of the word tough, where actually your top set of teeth are biting your lip, and again you're pushing the air through. It does make a different sound. So it's the same as in fence and find. So again, really good. It's actually really good with a webcam, I think, pronunciation, isn't it? With students, you can really show them up close what's happening with your mouth as well. Because I think for students, it's all very well listening to the differences, but it's really nice sometimes to visualize them as well. I know some teachers show pictures of people's mouths and their lips and things like that.
Yeah, you can do that. I personally, I find doing it myself is much easier and more effective for the learners.
Definitely. And of course, I mean, some teachers would drill it as well, to demonstrate the differences. As well at the endings, GH. So you've got two GH endings, but two different sounds. So through, what, and tough. So one problem with English that students find, maybe compared to other Latin origin languages like French and Spanish, are that in English, we don't always spell things the way that they sound, which must be really aggravating to our learners. So
it's really hard for the learners and for the teachers to teach as well.
Yeah, it's like, seat and sweet. It's still got that E sound. One is spelt EE and one is spelt EA. So lots of nice differences there. So what would you expect from a candidate for an answer at an interview with that one, Sarah?
Well, mainly just for them to start thinking about it and to show an interest in something like this is what we'd look for. It doesn't necessarily have to be right, but so for example, the vowel sounds and how the vowel sounds can look the same but sound different when spoken. They might also pick up on the fact that some nationalities might not have the th sound in their languages. It's really trying to think about things like that and show an interest that we'd be looking for.
So it could be that you speak another language and maybe your knowledge of the world and you're able to kind of see things a different way, but you don't have to speak a language at all. Just the idea of breaking things down and maybe quite understanding how they fit together maybe as well.
And on the CELTA courses, we really encourage this noticing of language and this noticing of features within the language, which would then, help you in your own classes and pass on that knowledge to your learners.
Yeah, so I guess a good way to end this is to sort of say that you're not going to do the CELTA course and suddenly have all of this linguistic knowledge. You're not going to be able to identify every tense and tell somebody how to use it. It's all about techniques in the classroom that you can apply from day one. Yes,
we are equipping you with these techniques, and you will constantly progress as a teacher and constantly be learning. I still am, and
same, always learning on the job. Yeah, I've learned something today after talking about those questions with you. Okay, well, that's brilliant. Well, we hope we've stemmed a bit of interest there. And again, if you want to hear any more about sort of courses at Swansea, of course, you can contact us. There'll be a link attached to the video. Maybe we can do this again sometime, Sarah, if people have any questions or
of course,
make another video. Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you, everybody, and good luck with your CELTA application.
Good luck.